You fucking...
Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, today boys, I wanted to talk about Batman Arkham Origins. Okay, in October we decided that we were going to play Arkham Asylum, so I figured, you know what, let's talk about Origins in December, okay, as this is a Christmas game. I had a couple of days off and I was kind of bored, and I just thought, you know what, let's play it. So I ended up like just sweating the fuck out of this game, and I had a really good time with it, you know. I had a really good time with this game. I hadn't played it in absolutely years. It's one of those ones where, as much as I love it, I haven't actually replayed it that much. Okay, I've replayed Asylum and City countless times. For this one, I think this was like maybe like my third playthrough. I think maybe it was actually my second playthrough. I can't even remember. Maybe this is only the second time I played this game, but I love it. I really do love it. I think this game is insanely underrated, and I feel like it deserves a lot more praise within the Arkham like series. You know, the other games get a lot of praise, especially the first two, but I honestly think this one is super good.
I love you, bitch.
Is it as good as Arkham City? No, it's not as good as Arkham City, but still, I do think this game deserves more praise. But yeah, speaking of like my first playthrough of this game, lads, we might as well just get into the nostalgia of this game, okay? So I can remember when this game was coming out, and I remember seeing reviews for it, and I was seeing like 7 out of 10, you know, and I was thinking, wait, really? You know, I was kind of disappointed, because, you know, for me, I was expecting this game to get 9s and 10s, considering how good Arkham City was. But I didn't let those opinions sway me from getting this game, lads, okay? I knew I wanted to get this game, and I asked for it for Christmas. I was so excited to get it, and yeah, I remember playing it, and I was like, wait, how did this game get a 7 out of 10? This game is literally incredible. Like, how on earth is this a 7 out of 10 game? And after playing it through again, I have to agree, how is this a 7 out of 10 game? This is a 9 out of 10 game easily. It's not a perfect game by any means, but I still think it plays super well. It has an amazing story, and it's just really good. It's a really, like, a very good and well-made game that I just, again, I think it deserves more praise. But yeah, I suppose in terms of how we'll do this, lads, we'll do this how I do pretty much all my retrospective videos. We'll go through the story very briefly, and I'll talk about the things that I liked and disliked about this game. So yeah, the story with this one, lads, is basically Batman has got a bounty on his head for £50 million, or dollars. It's more than likely dollars, to be honest. I don't know, does Gotham have like its own dollars? Like Gotham dollars? I don't know. Anyway, 50 million something. And this is all courtesy of Black Mask. However, this is not like the Black Mask we all know. I'm about to spoil this, lads. If you've never played this game, you maybe just skip ahead a little bit. But yeah, it's not actually Black Mask, it's actually the Joker. And obviously, because this is Arkham Origins, like this is sort of like the beginnings of Batman, this is very early on, okay? So Batman doesn't really know much about the Joker.
This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy?
But anyway, let's long story short, okay, the Joker's got this bounty on Batman's head, and there's like 8 assassins, I think, and they're all gunning to get Batman, okay? So this is all taking place on Christmas Eve, which again is why I wanted to talk about this game, you know, so close to Christmas. And yeah, basically they're all trying to kill Batman, and we've just got this amazing Christmas Eve epic, you know, battle royale against all these assassins. And I've got to say, lads, in terms of the way they set these guys up, these assassins, they could not have set them up more perfectly, okay? They set these villains up so well.
Assassins, sir? As in more than one?
That's right.
And you heard this from the mouth of a crocodile, man?
His name is Killer Croc. He's already behind bars.
Oh, I pity his cellmate.
I don't. Let's see what else is on the drone's hard drive.
Each of them gets one of these envelopes. I need them delivered tonight.
They're all hired killers, the best in the business. Black Mask isn't messing around. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, former military, subject of a failed medical experiment.
Failed, you say?
Garfield Linz, aka Firefly, burns on 90% of his body. His obsession is going to be his end.
How unlike anyone I know.
Here's a face I don't recognize. Copperhead. Strange. These reports reference a male, not a female.
14 escapes, huh? Well, you won't forget Nada. What the?
Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot. Says here he's an expert sharpshooter.
How on earth?
Suspected of many assassinations. Dangerous, but reckless. Street tough named Lester Baczynski. Calls himself Electrocutioner.
Shocking.
Shiva. Her skill is unmatched.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Okay then, lads, we've set the story up, okay, so let's go through some of the things that I absolutely loved about this game, okay, and it's a long list, let me tell you, okay, but we'll start off with the voice acting in this game, okay, because that's kind of like a bit of a dicey topic, because Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, they're not in this game, unfortunately. I would have loved them to be in this game because they are just the iconic Batman and Joker voices, and rest in peace to Kevin Conroy, because, I mean, he literally is the voice of Batman. However, the guy that voiced Batman in this game, and I'm trying to remember what his name is now. Oh, come on. Let me think for a second here, boys. It's something Craig or Craig something. Wait for it. It's coming. Roger Craig Smith. But anyway, he did a really good job as Batman, I thought he did a stellar job. However, Troy Baker as Joker, I mean, one of the best Joker voices I've heard, honestly. Obviously, it's not quite as good as Mark Hamill's voice. I mean, that is just like, it's Mark Hamill. You can't beat that voice. But yeah, I thought Troy Baker did a really good job with Joker here. He made him sound good. His laugh was great. Yeah, just did a stellar job, to be fair. Okay then, boys and girls, what else do I love about this game? Okay, I gotta say, one of my favorite things about this game was how they depicted Batman in this game, okay? So obviously, again, this is like an origin story. This is the beginnings of Batman, so this is like the early days. In this point in the story, Batman is a very angry man, okay? He's just this giant ball of rage, and he's willing to take that out on just about anyone that stands in his way, and I love that. They made him super intimidating in this game, okay? Because, like, not a lot of people know who Batman is, you know? He's still, like, kind of like a myth, almost, in this game, because it's like, this is early days Batman. So, like, even when, like, good guys come across Batman, they fear him, you know? And I just loved that. I thought that was awesome.
What is that? Behind you!
Oh, come on. Expect me to fall for that? I mean, try something original. What the hell are you?
No! Stay away! Don't hurt me!
Another thing that's really good about this game, lads, is the boss battles. I actually maybe think this game might have the best boss battles in the series. It's close between this and Arkham City. Maybe Arkham City slightly edges it, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, actually, because now that I think about it, Arkham City had Mr. Freeze and Ra's al Ghul. Even the Clayface boss was awesome. So I would say this has got the second best bosses in the series. But just off the top of my head, like, some of the bosses in this game, like the Bane one, I thought, like the first one when you've got Joker sort of commentating it, that was a really good boss fight. I really enjoyed that. The Deathstroke fight was amazing. That's probably the best boss fight in the game. It was kind of challenging, actually, you know, but I really enjoyed that. It was just, I don't know, it's like countering and then you have to attack, and I don't know, it's really good.
I'm touching myself tonight.
So I also thought the Copperhead boss fight was pretty damn good as well. I enjoyed that boss fight. All the bosses in this game are pretty good, you know? There's not really any bad ones that I can think of. They're all pretty solid. One of the things I really liked about this game, lads, was just how challenging it felt. I played Arkham Asylum over in October, and I gotta be honest, that game was kind of easy. I don't know, it just really wasn't that difficult. None of the Arkham games are particularly difficult. However, playing this one, it was kind of difficult. I wouldn't say it was like super hard, but it had its moments where I was like, oh shit, this is hard. The stealth sections aren't super difficult. You know, they're pretty much par for the course. They're just what you expect to see with the stealth stuff. So that wasn't super difficult, but like the free flow combat in this game was definitely harder in this one than it is in the others. There's a few reasons for that, in my opinion. So first of all, I found the enemies way more aggressive in this game. They just constantly come at you. It's just hard to flow in this game. Like, you'll be punching someone, and then you'll get hit from the behind, and then you have to counter, and then someone else will do it, and it just keeps going like that. They do not stop. They're so relentless in this game and aggressive, so it's really difficult to get into a really good flow and rack up like a super high combo. I also just found like a ton of variety in the enemies. So you'll like have the riot shield guys, which obviously you have those in City, but then you've also got guys that you need to double counter, which are pretty tough. And then for good measure, they'll throw in like a big guy who you have to do a triple stun on, and then you have to beat down on them. Then there's a guy with a knife you've got to duck out of the way. They just throw tons of different enemies at you, and they do in Arkham City, but more so in this game. You know, they literally throw the kitchen sink at you constantly. And some of the fights in this game will definitely test you, and I honestly liked that. I appreciated the challenge, you know. It really made me, I had to be on my game with this one, you know, and there were times where I was playing like complete shit, and then I would die, and it was like, oh fuck, I really need to get my shit together. So yeah, I really enjoyed the challenge with this one more than anything, because again, I played Arkham Asylum in October, and that game, like, going back to it, was kind of easy, but this game was like, okay, let's bring the challenge here, and yeah, it was pretty tough at times, and some of the boss fights as well could be pretty challenging, because they would just throw enemies at you whilst you're fighting the bosses, you know, like in the Bane fight, where you don't just fight Bane, you also got to fight the enemies too. Okay then, boys and girls, the only other thing I wanted to talk about with this game that I loved, I mean, I could go on all day if I wanted to about the things I love about this game, but the only other thing I wanted to talk about was there's like a certain sequence in this game, and we are getting into spoiler territory here, so skip ahead a little bit if you don't want this game spoiled for you, but yeah, there's a certain section in this game that was just, wow, it was chef kiss. And that section I'm talking about, lads, is the Joker Harley Quinn section. So basically Batman defeats the Joker, and the Joker has been, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Bane hits him with like an RPG, like rocket launcher, I think, and he's about to die, he's falling off this roof, and then Batman saves him, you know, because Batman, he doesn't want people to die, it doesn't matter who they are, it could be, you know, an evil psychopath clown criminal like the Joker, or it could be a pedestrian, it doesn't matter, Batman saves everyone, okay? And the Joker finds this completely foreign, he's like, what the fuck, I'm trying to kill you and you're saving me, what are you doing?
Why did he do that?
So anyway, Joker gets locked up in Blackgate Prison, okay, and Harley Quinn, who's like a psychiatrist in this game, this is like, again, early on Batman, so she's not like she's not a villain yet, you know, she's still like a psychiatrist. So anyway, she's talking to the Joker, and the Joker is just like, he's really happy about Batman, you know, he felt like he's found his equal here, you know, the yin to his yang.
And why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. No, you complete me.
In my opinion, it's just a really, really cool sequence where you get to see like how the Joker views Batman, and I just thought it was a really awesome moment, not to mention the fact that you literally play as the Joker during the sequence and you beat people up as Joker, and it's just cool, and you get to almost get like a look in at what Joker sees in his own mind, you know, his own crazy mind, and I just really like that point, you know, it's one of my favourite points in the game. So yeah, that's all the things I like about this game, lads, in terms of specifics, but let's get into a few things that I didn't like about this game, okay, because this game isn't perfect, and I do have a couple of criticisms. So first things first, lads, I found the gadgets in this game kind of a little bit disappointing, because a lot of them are just like reskins and rehashes of what we've already seen in Arkham City. For example, like rather than the ice blast that I think it's what it's called, or the freeze blast in Arkham City, I think it's called, instead of that you've got the glue grenade. It's literally the same thing, but instead of ice it's glue, but they do the exact same thing, so that was kind of disappointing. There are a few decent gadgets though, like I found the shock gloves were awesome, that was a good gadget. There are a couple, but yeah, it's just not that many. I also found the detective sequence is a little bit disappointing with this game. This was like one of the big features of this game. I remember when this game came out, that was like one of the selling points here, was like, you know, you were gonna get the detective side of Batman, but really there's not that much to it. You kind of just look for clues, and that's pretty much it. That's the whole sort of detective sequence. I would have liked a little bit more sort of gameplay incorporation with that somehow. I don't know how you would do that, but it just felt like I was just walking around finding clues, and that was it, you know, it just didn't really have that much involvement. I do feel like that's one side of Batman that always seems to get a little bit neglected with these games, and it is that detective side of him, you know, and I want to see that explored a little bit more, and I did try with this game, but it just really wasn't anything that mind-blowing. The only other thing I have to critique with this game, lads, to be honest, is like the traversal. I just felt like when you're going from point A to point B, and you're looking for grapple points, I just felt like there wasn't that many great grapple points, if that makes sense. I felt like they were harder to find in this game, so I'd be like, you know, flying away, and I would be looking for something to grapple onto, and you know, a lot of times there wasn't anything to grapple onto. I found it way easier in Arkham City to find decent grapple points that you could launch off from than in this game for some reason. That might just be a me thing, that might not even be the case, maybe it's a skill issue, I don't know. I just felt like when I was traversing, I was struggling to find grapple points. Other than those few things though, lads, I gotta say, I really, really enjoyed this game, okay? I think it has one of the best stories in the entire Arkham series. I love the gameplay, I love the challenge, I just loved everything about this one, okay? It's super underrated, and if you haven't played it, lads, pick it up, okay? It's pretty damn cheap. You have to unfortunately get it for the PS3 or 360 though, which is kind of annoying. Like the other ones have all been ported onto newer systems, whereas this one has been stuck on the PS3 and 360, which is kind of shit.
I have no knowledge of any of this. This is so bizarre.
But yeah, if you can get it, lads, please play it, okay? It's one of the best, like, Batman games ever made, in my opinion. And before we end things, lads, I do actually think it's very quickly worth mentioning about Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. This is sort of like a spin-off-y sequel to Arkham Origins. It's okay. It's not my favorite game in the world, but yeah, it's not terrible by any means. I do like the fact that it is its own game, you know, and yeah, it's okay. It's not my favorite game in the world, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. If you want to get more Arkham Origins, then yeah, pick this one up, because it does give you more of that, just in a different kind of way. It's like a Metroidvania. I don't know, it's okay. But anyway, boys, let me know in the comments, okay, have you played Arkham Origins? What do you think about it? Do you like it? I honestly think it's underrated, but let me know, do you guys think it's underrated? Maybe you think it's overrated, who knows? Other than that though, lads, if you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one, alright? Peace.